We are here for a very special episode of Victory TV. I'm here with my father, Grand Master Von Schmeling, and we are going to catch up on the World Convention and what's to come here in this next school year. Hi.
I'm glad I'm here.
I'm so glad you're here. This is so awesome to do together. This is the first time we get to do something like this in person. The only time we did it was for COVID. So just...
I remember that.
This is much better in
much
person.
Better, yes. Well,
so the last time that you got to sit down and podcast was with Herman and Mrs. Master, and so that was at the World Convention, and now we're here entering August of the back to school season, and a lot of parents are having a lot of questions on how can they prepare, and what does Victory do to help prepare them, and what better opportunity for have you address that and be able to get them prepped for the school year.
Well, the first thing is that every child needs to be excited to go somewhere, just like any adult. And then we need to be excited. And the parents need to make that to sound excited. Not excited because they're going to get rid of their kids, but excited because they're going to go to learn, have fun, meet new friends, meet new teachers, understand better how to deal with some of the issues that society will get them when they're growing up. But the mistake that many parents do is, especially depending on what age, is they scare their own kids a little bit. And they say, oh, now you're going to go to the kindergarten, or you're going to be in the first grade, or you're going to be, now you're going to go to middle school, and everything changed, and all this thing. And I hear this before.
I remember hearing that.
And when you hear those, it's like, of course, the child going to have some kind of level of anxiety, especially if they are not very extroverted, or they don't have much social skills, then they will be scared.
Yeah, nervous.
And that is not excited. I mean, I don't want to go any place where it's gonna be some unknown, because we as a human, we want to be in control, and when we don't know what's gonna happen, many times we choose not to do it. Then that's the first thing that the parents need to do is make them excited, excited that they're gonna meet new friends, they're gonna have new teachers, they're gonna meet, they're gonna learn new ideas, they're gonna experience new areas, that those things they are excited. Then that's the first thing, you need to create the excitement. Yes.
And I love that. And we do that with our classes, is create the excitement of what's next and their new class and the new opportunities. So it bleeds so well together. And so with the new teachers, with the new students, with the new routine, how would you say, and maybe, and how we did it, because I feel like I was always very excited for Meet the Teacher, and maybe that's just the perfect opportunity of really hyping that event up of, oh, we get to do this, because I do think that, like you said, some parents are, not our parents, but the parents are maybe a little bit excited for school to start. And so maybe they can use that excitement to say, let's go meet your teachers. Let's find out who's in your class.
Yes.
Use that to kind of catapult the excitement of the school year. Because, summer ending is hard for kids, and cartoons in the morning, but maybe that ends, the week before. Maybe you already start your school routine before school starts.
Actually, that's one way to spread them too, because if they are doing something super excited, and now you say, okay, Monday we're going to school, I don't know if I want to stop doing this excited thing. Then maybe a preparation from parents to create excitement about the school is maybe they need to be cleaning their room and helping in the house more than ever. That way the kids also want to get out of there and looking forward to go to meet other people, and in this case, other friends, and also prepare their mind a little bit about changes. There's something that many adults, they don't like to change, and change is not difficult. The resistance to change is what is difficult. Then we need to teach our kids not to resist to change, to embrace changes. Change is going to happen all the time.
It's inevitable.
Happen constantly.
Every day.
The only thing constant in life is changes. Then if we make that excited about the changes, the new teachers, the new friends, the new environment, the new books that they're going to read.
I was going to say, I used to love the new pencils.
Yes,
and just
everything
the new
that changed
school
should be
supplies.
excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we mentioned middle school, and there's a lot of children kind of transitioning from that 9, 10 to 11 and 12, and parents are they share their concern of bullying or just that transition of 5th grade, 6th grade. What would you say to that?
Well, I remember an experience when your sister Alicia, for the first time, we took her to in a school. She's gonna go to middle school, and the principal gave this speech that I was really disappointed because she say, "Oh, parents, make sure that you spend the most with your kids now because when they go to high school, you're never gonna see them again," and all this kind of stuff. And I go like, that I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's her case, but that don't have to be, because I remember I have the greatest experience with all of you as a teenager. I mean, I was able to have more conversation as a teenager. I was able to play with your brother more golf. I mean, it was the opposite. And then we will have, like, I would call the United Nations a party every time at the house, because kids from all around the world with all different backgrounds and race and religions and things like that will come to the house, and it's the opposite. But it's all about how you set the mind of your children. But for that, as a parent, you need to have a set of your own mind that it's an opportunity, it's fun. It's like if we're gonna go to a party, say this is gonna be so much fun. It's very different than say what's gonna happen there, you know. And that's the reason that many times we want to involve a victory, especially we invite the parents to be part of our student and from the first day, and we make them participate, and we asking them to be the role model for their kids, to enter the door and say hello sir, hello man, and they need to bow to, and we stand up as a parent. As they are serving the class, they participate, because the truth is the kids want to be like us. Every one of our children's looking at us and behave like us. They watching us. It's like they always watching. They never listen, but they're always watching.
I love that. They never listen, but they're always watching.
Yes.
That's very strong and very true. So going towards a little bit back to the I don't want to say topic of bullying, because though, you know, we might all kind of have different opinions on the sensitivity level of our children, and I think that for parents it is very personal on that. But at the same time, I believe that Victory has a way and a system from the beginning that our kids just don't get picked on. And so it comes of pre-anticipation, or maybe not anticipating, but knowing how to prep them to be stronger so they're never a victim.
Yes, and let's start by, if we can avoid, see, words, they had a lot of power. And the meaning you give to that word has a lot of power. The moment you say bully, oh my gosh, what is it? Then last night, your sister Annabella, she say that they had many boys in her classroom, and she want to have more girls. And then how about this guy? How about this girl? How about that? And she was telling who's gonna be on her class, and then he say, but so he bully Andrea and Valentina, and I say bully, and also my wife Barbara go, bully Annabella? What does bully mean?
Now, what does that mean?
Yeah, and then I asked her, okay, tell me what bully mean for you. And she didn't know really, but then who told you about bully? Because, so told me. And I said, that means you didn't even see it. You just heard people use this word bully, and now we're already labeling somebody that he's bullying others, or he's a bully. And I said, Annabella, the truth is, you don't know what bully is, and I didn't know that word. Now, we have many cases where some kids make fun or pick on us, or but if you are so happy with yourself, if you're so full of yourself, and in America they use this in a different content, and they say you're such a fool of yourself. They say that is a great thing. You should be full of yourself. What that means is you're full. You are fulfilled. That you are. Then when you feel so good, yes, when you feel so good with yourself, that sensitivity doesn't affect you because you portray much more than you attract. You're gonna attract what you get. Then you're gonna attract what you get, and that's just the universal law. I mean, I was explaining again to your sister, because I say I want you to give more your toys away and create space. She said, but I'm very emotional attached to this. I say, that's the moment when you give them more.
Yeah.
But then what happened? She asked, what happened if I give but I don't receive? They say, the law say, basically, you give, you will receive. You withhold, they're gonna withhold. And the most you give, the most you receive. And that is a universal law. And any type of energy. Same way with bullies. Same thing with, if I give a perception of that this person is a bully, then I'm gonna receive that. And it's a conversation that parents should have more with their kids, because you cannot control other people's behavior. I mean, you cannot go around.
We can't helicopter our kids.
Nobody can control other people's behavior.
Yeah.
You only can control, not even your behavior many times, but you can control the meaning you give to the circumstance that happened. Then you're not in control. Most of us, we are not in control of anything. Even our physiology many times. Like, as a joke, if you go to I don't know, to a foreign country, you just drink water, maybe you cannot even control your physiology after, right?
Uncontrollable.
Yeah. But you can control the meaning you give to it. And
it could be funny or it could be terrible.
Any circumstance that happened for us, not to us, and we give a different meaning. And that if we can also use a little bit more sense of humor in our life with our kids, more laughing, not to take so serious. I mean, they're gonna forget. I mean, children, they forget. I mean, in a minute or something. What we can do as a parent is let's not be so caught up in this bully thing and this or
overprotecting them a bit,
and expect the teachers to do something, and expect the principal, and some parents I'm gonna talk to the principal. This cannot happen. I mean, the principal is in the office, poor lady or a gentleman with 800 kids, and trying to control 800 kids' behavior. It's impossible. Then what we need to do is teach our kids they control the meaning to the behaviors of others, and to improve their own behavior.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And all of their activities and all of the other extracurricular to support that, because with what we're doing at Victory is to make sure that we can support what they want at home and at school. But at times, if they're in too many things with too many different messaging, it's, the parents, we as parents, and so, we need to, know what spaces our children are in, what other children they're around. And I think that Victory creates that second support system.
Well, the good thing about it is that I don't know what percentage, but the majority of the parents that they take their kids to Victory, they want their kids to behave better, to have a sense of authority, to have more discipline, more respect, to have higher level of self-esteem. Then it's like when you had all these parents going there with the same intention. When you have the same intention, gonna be a level of trust, because trust is created when two or more persons has the same outcome. It's like trust is, people talk about trust like that takes time, you need to earn all this. Trust is simple. If you and I, we had very much similar interests, we want the same outcome, we're gonna trust each other. An example is, I just came back from flying from somewhere. I didn't go and meet the pilot and see what kind of person, his credentials, this and that. And no. I didn't meet the mechanics and see if they really prepared their airplane. No. The only thing I know is that I want to fly from this place, get to Orlando, and the pilot and everybody in that plane, they had a similar
that's what they
outcome.
Want too.
They want to make sure they fly there and they're alive. Then we both,
me too.
We both had the same outcome.
Alive.
Then trust happens when you had the same outcome. Then the good thing about it is you need to looking for a group of people that they're looking for the same outcome. and then you can trust those people. And same thing gonna happen with the kids. The kids gonna learn to trust, because trust is a good thing. Because living in fear and living in distress and living on questioning everything like that, that's suffering. And there are people that live on fear. And when you live in fear, you cannot have faith. And you don't have faith, you don't have nothing.
So beautiful. It's something you said to me a few years ago, that faith and fear like can't be in the same home.
No.
And that stays on my heart all the time.
Yeah.
I remind myself that all the time. Especially when I'm scared. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
have both.
No.
Can't do both.
And any decision you make on fear would be a bad decision. And many things that maybe I quote or I say I learned from other people, I learned from other mentors, then I don't want to take in any way authority to. I can use the phrases, but I'm sure somebody say before me. Then I don't claim I say this is my phrase and things like that, because that would be it's not truth. I mean, you read somewhere, somebody, God put you in contact with somehow. The universe brain creating. I just want to make that clear.
Herman has a funny thing that he says when he says all the quotes in class. He says, I didn't make up these quotes. I listen to very smart people, and that's why you should listen to me.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps,
It's funny. Of course, his delivery is much better than mine. But going towards, we came back from, an incredible tour where we were able to talk to Victory for Life families, as well as team members who started with us as an Eagle at 3 years old, and just experiencing, reliving their history of victory and hearing their stories. How is it for you getting these stories, like the one that I recently told you, that I met someone who thanked me for their husband being so great because he started with us at 4 years old, and now he's a fantastic father and husband, and I know you hear this all the time. And what does that mean for you, looking back at starting this journey so long ago? I know that you have always had this plan, but is this exactly what it was like? I mean, what does this feel like for you when you hear these stories?
Well, you hope that when you learn something and you pass to others. I learned many things from my mother and my father, from my mentors. I have many, but especially the foundation of my life was my mother and my father. And you hope that you can pass on to other people, and those people will take the phrase or the action or the example or the advice, and they go and put on an action, and then their life start to change or to improve, and that's supposed to be like it's energy, and again it's just transforming through other people. We are just the banks of the river that we guiding to take somewhere, and you hope that I trying to create a bank, just like I trying to create a bank with all of my own children, and then to other, and then that continue, and somebody else gonna put in what they learn, and it's gonna continue the river bank, and I hope that stream continue to make changes in human life, and again hoping first on human life, because humans should be the first priority. And now in our society is very confused about that. Some people spend more time with their animals or with their plants with another human, or they're trying to study more the environment instead of trying to study more another human being. I mean, people argue how the weather getting heater, or how to transform more the weather, all of this, but I don't see many people working on how to understand better another human being, and starting with their own kids or their spouse. I mean, if I really put more focus on how can I understand better my wife, and how can I understand better my children, how can I understand better myself, I will have much better life. And yes, if we had the weather is so bad. Well, the weather is going to be so bad, but won't be that bad because I understand myself better. If I go home and I understand my wife, and if she's having a hard day, or she's a female, then as a feminine, she's gonna have different energy. She's gonna have different response. She's gonna misplace her key. She forgot her cell phone. She's gonna leave the house, and then something's gonna say, "Oh, I forgot," because she was distracted with something. And if I understand that, instead of just criticizing or expecting she act like me, and vice versa. I mean, a man's gonna be focused on one thing, and a woman can see 20 things at the same time. And then if we can understand our kids more, and why it's such a big deal for them if something very small happen is a big deal for, well, they are 5 years old, they are 3 years old, they are 7 years old, they are 10 years old, we are 50 or 40. We should understand them. Then if we put more attention and more time and more focus on understanding the human behavior and not just criticizing human behavior, but trying to understand
or
why
medicating human behavior.
We'll say that again.
I said instead of criticizing or just medicating.
Yeah, well,
human behavior.
that's the short. I mean, we're trying to medicate behaviors instead trying to understand it and prevent behavior, or again, trying to help those behavior, and many of the behaviors, they are preventable. You know, many of the, I mean, of course they're preventable, but many sicknesses that we had, they are so preventable. What do you eat? I mean, you have a headache. Oh, you don't take a Tylenol because you have a headache. What you think it is what I eat today that make me a headache, because you had a fantastic system in your body that if you put something inappropriate, that your digestion system react to it, your brain will receive some signal. And that signal will be a headache. And now you know, okay,
when I
this
don't drink
food,
enough water, immediately.
Absolutely. And like I can say, I was drinking water all night long, and my wife said this morning, because you didn't drink that in the day, and you drink coffee, and the coffee dehydrates.
It does dehydrate
And then
you.
now, of course, in the nighttime, you're gonna have to drink more water. But when you drink more water, at my age, what did you do? Then you don't have a good sleep. Then when you don't have a good sleep, is why you didn't have a good sleep. Well,
because he had coffee.
Because I had coffee
before.
and I didn't drink enough water and I dehydrated. Now you don't have good sleep. And then people say, "Oh, I cannot sleep because I have coffee." No, that's not the reason that you're gonna sleep. You cannot sleep because you dehydrated and you didn't drink enough water. Now in the nighttime you drink a lot of water. Now you want to pee. I mean, it's so simple.
And also dehydration affects your mood. It affects.
Absolutely.
So there's all of these things where you go like, what is the root cause of all of this? Thanks for joining us, but this conversation isn't over. Stay tuned for part 2. More victories to come.